How many people know that that China is a country that is second populous country in the world. For a long time, it was the most populous country in the world, and it is more or less three times bigger than India. How many people know that China has a territory dispute with, with Tajikistan? How many people know? Very few people, I am sure, they would be aware that China indeed has a dispute with Tajikistan as far as land area is concerned. Very few people know. People understand that Tajikistan was part of Soviet, and in that way, China would not have courage to make a land dispute with the Soviet. But when Soviet got disintegrated in 1992 and Tajikistan became a different country, Tajikistan borders with Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan borders with Afghanistan, Tajikistan borders with the Xinjiang province of China, Tajikistan borders with Uzbekistan. So, Taj, uh, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan. These are the Central Asian countries. They came out of the Soviet. And China, since 1992, China is shouting about the Pamir range of the mountain, or very famous as Pamir Plateau. People know Pamir Plateau, Pamir range of mountain, from where very famous two rivers they they originate. That is Amu Darya and Sir Darya, primarily Amu Darya. Amu Darya and Panj River. There is a Panj River. Amu Darya and Panj River, more or less, they are starting. There may not be that full Pamir range would be in the full Pamir range would be in the dispute, but part of Pamir range is in dispute with China and Tajikistan. China is claiming that Pamir range, that is extension to the Tian Shan range. This is what China is claiming. If someone knows the Himalaya, Himalaya is in three sides. One side Himalaya comes from the Turkey. Caucasian range is the more or less connected to Himalaya. Then Hindu Kush, then Langa Parbat, and then near K2 mountain, Himalaya comes to end, that is the Western Himalaya. Eastern Himalaya starts from K2 mountain more or less, and then it goes till more or less till Vietnam. And there is Northern Himalaya or extended Himalaya. From the K2 mountains, more or less, it goes northward and slowly it starts moving eastward, that is extended. And then it connects Atlai mountain, that is part of Himalaya only in the Mongolia. There it ends. In northern section, the junction point of all three Himalaya are called Karakoram range of Himalaya. Karakoram range of Himalaya, they are, it is junction. From there all three Himalayas start. And western part of Karakoram range, where western part start, there K2 is there. Means K2 is in western part of in Himalaya, not at the center. Center is Karakoram range. If someone proceed northward, then he will hit first. It is named as Pamir range of Himalaya. Then it will become Tian Shan range, and then it will become Altai range. These are the part of the northern Himalaya. Pamir range of the Himalaya and Pamir Plateau, that is the western of the Pamir range. This Pamir range, full Pamir range of the Himalaya, belongs to China. I believe right now the eastern part of Pamir range is China and western part is the kind of Tajikistan. Okay, anyway, this Pamir range is not only in Tajikistan. Full Pamir range, if someone talks, Pamir range is in Xinjiang, Pamir range in Tajikistan, Pamir range is in Afghanistan, and Pamir range is in Gilgit division of Pakistan, what someone will say. Gilgit division of Jammu and Kashmir. Very small portion is in Gilgit division and Badkhashan region of the Afghanistan. Major part is in Tajikistan. How much is the area that China is claiming? 20,000 square kilometer. China is claiming from the Tajikistan. That is the present situation. 1992 only China started shouting that 20,000 kilometer of the Pamir range belongs to China. Please give it to us. Okay, in 1992 itself, there was joint commission was formed between China and Tajikistan. Then 1994, there was a joint commission for science and technology was formed with with China and Tajikistan where they were sharing the technology. But China was not interested in these kind of joint commission and he started shouting for the Tajikistan. In 1999, again commission was formed and 200 square kilometer of the land was ceded to the China. China kept quiet, but again it started shouting that it belongs to China. In 2002, again one joint commission was constructed, and by 2010 and 11, China took around 1100 square kilometer of the land from the Tajikistan that is already given to the China. But China in 2023, is started shouting again that Tajikistan, the Pamir range belongs to us, full Pamir range. 20,000 kilometers of the Pamir range mountain belongs to us. What is problem with the Tajikistan? Problem with the Tajikistan is the culture of Tajikistan is associated with the Pamir range. Means the Panj River and Amu River in the disputed Pamir range, Panj River and Amu River, it comes to Tajikistan from the Pamir range only, which China is claiming. Means it will lose the source of the river along which good agriculture happens and along which their culture is tied to. In that way, Tajikistan cannot give the Pamir range to China. Okay, so in that situation, China is again shouting, bringing to the international focus that Tajikistan has to give land to the China because it belongs to China. Why China is shouting about? Why China is so sure about that it belongs to China? In King Dynasty ruled China from the more or less 16th century to 20th century, 1900, 12 time frame, 12, 13, 14 time frame, King Dynasty was there in the China. And King Dynasty lost uh, this reign, that is Pamir reign in 18th century. This is what is believed. 18th during 18th century means it lost this reign to the Soviet people. Okay, and since then King Dynasty was shouting that this land is looted. So China is giving a kind of historical note that it was part of the King Dynasty. If it was part of the King Dynasty, then we represent King Dynasty of the China and it is part of us. Why it is important to us is that this region what China is talking about, it is hub to high natural resources, especially gold and silver that is highly available in that region and that China is eyeing upon. China is talking about we will do economic development out there, the way China is doing in the Xinjiang province. So it will place a industrial hub in the Pamir range, means part of the Pamir plateau also it will take away. So there it will make a economic. Okay, we have some kind of documentation on this, that is it really that belongs to China or not. China has dispute with many countries. If someone sees China, then China had land dispute with many countries. Anyway, as far as this dispute is concerned, then in 1999 time frame, 200 square kilometer was given by Tajikistan to China. In 2010-2011, 1122 square kilometer was given to the China. That more or less it is 6% of what China is asking. Anyway, China and Tajikistan they share 477 kilometer of the boundary. 477 kilometer of the boundary between China and Tajikistan it exists. Dushanbe is the capital of Tajikistan. It is far away from the Pamir range of the mountain. That is also true. Okay, that is the situation. China's CPEC, that is China Pakistan Economic Corridor, that comes in One Belt, One Road, BRI, Belt Road Initiative from the China, constructing road that will connect Central China, Central Asia, and Africa and Europe. The way Silk Road was connecting, that is Belt and Road Initiative, under which CPEC is their China Pakistan Economic Corridor that passes through the Pamir Range. That is one thing. Second thing is that, okay, Pamir range in abundant in natural resources. Okay, like and Amu Darya and Panj River, they come out of this disputed Pamir range and it flows through Tajikistan. Okay, joint commission was made in 1992 and for the demarcation of the actual border between China and Tajikistan. When joint commission means when Soviets became weak, China started dancing. So in 1992, there was a joint commission was made to demark the actual boundary between China and Tajikistan in 1992 itself. 1994, Joint Commission for Science and Technology was made and constructed and to facilitate the collaboration between these two countries in energy, agriculture, and medicine. This was to deviate attention from this. Anyway, but China started shouting, and in 1999 and 2001, it took 200 and 1,122 square kilometer of the land respectively. Anyway, so this China has this we'll talk later. China has dispute with other countries also as far as land dispute is concerned. With India, China has dispute. With Japan, China has dispute. With Taiwan, China has dispute. China has dispute with Vietnam. China has dispute with Bhutan. China has dispute with Nepal. So these are the dispute already China is going through. Okay, we will talk about the dispute, and China is considered as a country which acquire any unclaimed region. If you leave any country, if you leave any region unclaimed, Chinese will run there to acquire the land. That is their nature. Post 1947, when Tibet and Xinjiang province, Kashi Kasgar province, when India was not interested in this region and India was closing down, the Britishers had opened embassy and consulate out there. When they were pulling their ambassador from there, China got a hint that these are no more. India is no more interested in Tibet and Xinjiang province, and it captured it. Similarly, if Tajikistan want to save Pamir range, then it has to do something out there. You cannot just sit back that this mountain belongs to me. This is what India was thinking. Tibet belongs to me and Kasi Kasgar belongs to me. It went away. Okay, that they have to focus on that there will be trade between Tajikistan and Xinjiang province that will continue. Then only Tajikistan will be able to save the land. Similarly, if India want India's Gilgit and Baltistan, they went because India stopped the trade. If India had continued trade with the Kirgil, Leh, and then Kasi Kasgar and Gilgit, Baltistan, Muzaffarabad, and Tibet, India would not have lost at least what Sri Hari Singh had given to the India. That land, Pak occupied Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan, the relationship with Hunja Valley King Pamir, Hunja Valley Kings, if India had continued, anyway it was there, continued the trade relationship, then India would not have lost the land that Sri Hari Singh was given as a legal land. That also India would not. So the idea is that someone has to use the land. You cannot just live in the hand of God. Living in the hand of God means living in the hand of China.